First of all, I would like you to kindly highlight how United Nations is helping Pakistan fight climate change, as well as we have only 5 years left to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah. So how critical do you think is this moment for Pakistan?
Thank you very much for having me. I'm happy to be talking to you about this important topic. Pakistan is one of the countries that are severely impacted by climate change, and a country that contributes very little to the emission that causes global warming. We've seen the 2022 floods that affected significant number of Pakistanis. The UN has been forefront in supporting the government to mobilize resources globally with the initial humanitarian response. Around $800 million was raised dollars to help Pakistan in dealing with that disaster. But we have small disasters every year. We've seen the smoke recently with the pollution in the air. I visited Chitral in northern Pakistan to see firsthand the impact of climate change in displacing communities. And I've seen the constant flooding that communities affect. So this is an important issue, because if Pakistan does not deal with the issue of climate change, it will struggle to meet sustainable development goals. And that's why we were very happy to collaborate with Dawn on this important conference.
Do you think government is also working towards that, to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals? Absolutely,
and climate change is an important part of it, because you saw in the 2022 floods, Pakistan lost $30 billion. So imagine how much taxpayers' money was literally washed by the floods. So dealing with this issue, an important aspect, and the government works very closely with the international community and us at the UN in supporting adaptation, because the climate is warming. There's very little that can be done in reversing some of the warming that has already happened. So it's helping communities to adapt. There's one area that we are working with the government across, both at the provincial level but also here in the Islamabad level.
Could you also tell us about the Government of Pakistan and United Nations flagship program, which is called Living Indus Initiative? So how does this help ecologically help the health of Indus River, as well as it also helps Pakistan's economy? How?
Absolutely. So the Indus, obviously, I don't have to tell you, you're Pakistani, you know how important the Indus is in the civilization of the entire region. And the story of Pakistan is also it's essentially the story of the Indus. So protecting the Indus, ensuring that the Indus is healthy, it continues to contribute to the economic life of all the 90% of Pakistanis that live around the Indus basin. Is critically important. So issues around pollution, issues around ecosystem restoration, issues about water management are a key part of the initiative called Living Indus, which is a government initiative that was launched in Sharm el-Sheikh, if you recall, in COP, one of the COPs that Egypt hosted. And we are behind the government in supporting the Indus. So there's a lot of work being done from the Himalayan part down to the Sindh coast.
That is how we are very vulnerable, the most vulnerable, one of the most vulnerable countries and region in the world.